Hi, it's This Epic Disaster for 2021, the very first one of this year.
Right,
I hope you're doing well out there. I hope you didn't blow your hands off for fireworks. I probably shouldn't say that because somebody out there
probably did.
And now they're like, oh, no, you made me feel bad. But I hope
would think that blowing your hands off would make you feel bad.
Yeah, I feel like if you blew your hands off, you've got more to do than listen to a podcast.
Probably.
Or maybe you're in the hospital and that's all you have to do.
That's all you can do.
And if that's the case, hi, how are you? We're sorry you're in the hospital and
with no hands.
You don't have any hands. But
I'm very sorry.
We have to hand it to you. Wait a minute. Now I've blown it.
Now you've blown it. You did it again.
Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well out there. How was did you get poked in the eye?
I did not get poked in the eye.
Well, that's a good thing.
Right? I think so. This year I'm starting with something completely different.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't want to whine like a little bitch.
Oh.
But, okay, newsflash, I have a UTI.
Why would you say that on the podcast?
I haven't had one in like years, and
Who needs to know that?
I didn't know like what was happening at first. I was like, what is happening? But I mean, I knew what it was. So I made a mistake. Rather than like call the doctor,
mm-hmm.
I said, well, I have these leftover antibiotics that I never took from earlier this year. I'll just take this. And then I spent at least 14 hours in hell. Yeah, apparently I'm violently allergic to the type of antibiotic, and that might be why I didn't take it earlier in the year. I no longer have those antibiotics, but yeah, it was the worst night ever, and that was the night of the 1st.
So you really, like 2 years in a row, you haven't really had a great New Year's Eve / New Year's Day.
But I did get to do a quick little socially distant kind of just on the back porch, ring in the new year with, I was only there for like 45 minutes to an hour with one person, a friend of mine from up the street. And it was just him and me.
I have a tradition of going to bed early on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
I just don't see any reason to stay up and celebrate. It's kind of dumb, but we watched some TV, and it just kind of got later and later, and we went to bed and we were watching. My wife and I have this thing now when we go to bed. We probably the first 30 minutes, maybe an hour that we go to bed, we watch YouTube videos. She watches on hers, I watch mine. I'm usually watching ASMR. She's usually watching. Do you know who Michael Seeley is?
I don't.
He does these really relaxing videos where it's almost like guided hypnosis or guided meditation. So that's her dude. She's really into that. So, but she also watches some other things, which I won't go into, just on YouTube and just
like porn.
No, just some of her favorite stuff. And so it's what we do. We do that for like 30 minutes to an hour until we fall asleep. And so here's what happens, and I shouldn't be telling you this. Don't tell her I told you.
Okay. I won't.
So she falls asleep while she's surfing on the internet. Every time. And she doesn't think she falls asleep as quick as she does, but she does. So I watch her, and I've threatened to actually make a recording of this.
I think you should film it.
So she falls asleep, and she's scrolling her phone while she falls asleep.
Yeah.
And then I'll look over there, and she'll be snoring. She'll be laying there while she's scrolling. So recently, she's ordered like 2 things on the internet that she doesn't know why she's ordered them.
Oh no!
And I think she's doing it because she's
asleep. She's
snore scrolling, and she actually orders. I think she's ordering while she's online.
Well, while she's asleep.
Yeah, I mean, while
she doesn't take like Ambien or anything like that.
No, she just falls asleep. So, but I'm always wondering, what is she going to do? I mean, the whole thing of ordering is not cool.
Right.
She can order something really expensive.
Right.
Did you know you could buy an entire house
online?
You could go to Home Depot and buy an entire house. It's like a kit, and it's the cost as much as a house.
Yep.
Now you have to have the land.
Right.
But you can order an entire house.
A flat pack house. Yeah.
You know what you can't do at a Home Depot is you can't order beer.
Or drink it.
No.
While you're there.
But you can here on This Epic Disaster. Now, here's the thing. We have this year number. It's a brand new year.
Yes.
We're not really drinking a beer today.
Nope.
I'm going to say it's alcohol. It's an alcoholic beverage. And there's a reason why we're doing it. And when I say what it is, there's a lot of people out there they're going to know why that we're drinking it.
Okay.
But I saw it, and I've never had this.
No, until you showed me.
No, I've never had this before, and so I wanted to try it, and I want to try it in honor of this. So one of the first big viral videos of 2021. A lot of people have seen it. A convenience store, some guy smashes a can of Twisted Tea into this guy's face.
Yep.
He's a racist guy, and I don't know what that is.
So each can that we have here has a different photo. It's like a fan photo.
Oh, I see.
On the can. So they're putting different people's photos.
So that guy
I want to see that guy's photo.
It probably will be. So what happens is there's this drunk guy, and he's using a lot of racist names to this one guy
over and over again,
who you could tell has had enough.
Yes.
And he takes the entire can of Twisted Tea and just slams it in this dude's face. And
it's a tall boy too. It's not
pretty
this
awesome.
Side. It's not this side.
And then it gets violent. He gets the guy on the ground and punched him in the face a few times. But the guy, he doesn't call him any more names.
No, he does not.
So anyway, Twisted Tea got a lot of publicity because of that.
Yes,
and I saw it out today. I don't even know if I saw it out because of this and I'm suddenly aware of Twisted Tea, or if Twisted Tea now is like in the spotlight, so they're really trying to cash in on it. But anyway, so I just thought we would try Twisted Tea today. It's a little different from beer. It's basically, now, if you don't know what Twisted Tea is, do you want to explain it? You know what it is.
It's a malt beverage with select teas and natural flavors. Mm-hmm. It's made with real brewed tea. Mm-hmm. It's hard iced tea, basically.
It's just hard tea is what they call it.
It's not carbonated.
It's hard.
Yes, I get it. It's hard. There's no carbonation. It does contain alcohol, clearly.
Only 5%,
because it's hard.
That's hard tea. That tea is hard.
And it has a twist of lemon.
Yeah. So we're going to try it. Why not? We do that.
Looks like tea.
It just looks like tea. Smells
like sweet tea.
Yeah, it does. So we're going to, it's probably like Pabst. We've had some Pabst here. It's probably like PBR or Budweiser. You're making a face. You don't like it. Is it not twisted enough for you?
I don't care for it. I have had this before.
Ooh.
Like at a party or something. Ooh. Like that's all they had.
Okay.
But I don't like it.
It's kind of bitter.
It's very bitter.
What is that?
It's black tea.
So what it tastes like to me is, when you brush your teeth and then you drink orange juice?
Yes.
That's what it tastes like.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Why would someone buy that on purpose?
I don't know. But it is tea, and I think
maybe I'll get used to it.
They use black tea, so black tea can be slightly bitter.
I
love iced tea, and I drink iced tea constantly. 5%.
No. What is it? What alcohol is in it?
They don't tell you. They don't tell you. It's just a malt beverage.
There's got to be something in it. Malt beverage. Okay.
It's just a malt beverage.
Maybe that's the kind of bitterness. I don't know.
And it's supposed to have a bit of lemon in it. Do you taste lemon?
I do taste a little bit of lemon.
Maybe that's why you got the orange juice.
Yeah, I mean, lemon, the peel of lemon is bitter. Lemon rind is bitter. So maybe that's it. I don't know. It definitely tastes like tea.
It's that last, after you swallow. That's what she said.
It's a kid drink.
Yeah.
It's something that kids drink.
It's for someone who's 12.
I would feel like that this is probably, rather than drinking, it's probably better for slamming into the face of a racist. I would say that the racist did that guy a favor in keeping him from drinking this.
I agree.
Okay. I shouldn't really give away a rating, and I haven't, because a lot of times you drink it and at the end, it's something I don't like, I end up liking. So we'll see.
That's true. Sometimes.
What happens.
It might happen.
I will tell you, I almost bought 12 of these.
I'm so glad you didn't.
I could only find a 12-pack. And then I was like, do I want all of this? I thought, surely we'll drink it. And then I found 2 of the big, tall ones.
The ones that were actually in the video.
I found 2 of those.
Yeah.
And I started to get them, and then I found these little guys. So we actually ended up getting the smaller ones.
And you only got 2 of them.
Thank goodness, yes.
Thank goodness. Yes. Oh, my goodness.
All right. Well, Twisted Tea, we're going to see what Twisted Tea happens. Hey, We did get an email. I don't know if do you have it?
I do. I have it.
We got a couple of emails that I think we should read. Now, one we talked about last week. Aaron sent us a big, long email, which there's just no way I can read it all on the show. And then he did do a follow-up, and it was a little bit smaller.
He actually sent... I'm going to read the last 2 emails he sent.
Oh, okay.
In order. So I'm not going to read the wall of text that he sent a few weeks ago.
Although we did appreciate it.
We did appreciate it because...
So basically what it was he was kind of like commenting on
got
like
caught up.
10 shows.
Yeah, because he was behind, so he listened to all of them. And as he was listening them, he was making notes or
Sure.
comments. But we haven't recorded those or listened to those
Right.
in weeks.
So
So quite honestly... It's hard to tell.
There were a couple things I was like, I don't even know what he's talking about. Did we even say that?
I don't know.
And
Sorry,
I know we do.
Aaron.
We just say stuff since it's not scripted, and then like 2 months later, we don't even remember what we said.
Right. Now, this one's from, this email is from Aaron from December 17th, so mid-December.
Okay.
And he's talking about episode 153.
Okay, that was 3 episodes ago. We're on 156 right now.
Yeah, so this is the one in which we were having the cocktail that Maria made for us.
Okay, yes.
With the Buffalo Trace.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that the Buffalo Trace is an excellent choice of drink, which you and I agree with.
Totally, yeah. And we're almost out of it. We got to get some more.
I know. And it's kind of my fault from Christmas.
I don't think so. We had a lot at Christmas. I don't know. We had some cocktails with it and stuff. I mean, It's hard at Christmas to keep that kind of stuff around.
It is,
yeah.
Especially when you've got me over. He also said again for the massive wall of email, sorry, not sorry. And when we were talking about your dyeing all of your hair green rather than shaving all of your hair from several weeks ago,
it was a would you rather question.
Yeah. And then I think on episode 153 we may have mentioned the Grinch, and he said at the time we were talking about it we did not mention the Grinch, probably because it was nowhere near Christmas.
Oh, I see.
He does have some comments about the vaccine, like you and I were talking about. Will you get the vaccine? Yeah, that kind of stuff. He says to discuss a bit about the vaccine being rushed and the comparisons to I can't pronounce it, but it's the drug that moms took and babies had.
Thalidomide.
Thank you. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mentioned that.
Yeah, you did.
Basically, what I was saying was, what if something? Because thalidomide had some really, really bad birth defects happened, and I was just like, what if something like that happened?
Right. So he says there's a lot of differences here, one of which is that in the 50s we did a lot of ignoring of reports and the lack of evidence of how safe it actually was. Weird how we add a lot more testing and regulations onto things in the past 70 years after we learn. I think he was probably being a little sarcastic.
But you have to.
You have
that's
to,
what
yeah.
happens. You learn.
And while, yes, this particular vaccine was the fastest vaccine creation, there's a lot of blueprints to review and have a starting point from with the SARS, as well as the companies did their absolute best to have large enough trials to get human, reactions. So,
I think that this, because this is not going to be the last pandemic.
No.
And there's probably going to be even many, many more, and they're probably going to happen more frequent. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to have to change the way they release the drugs, so that they get. But you still have to test them. They still have to be safe.
Still have to be safe. And even the World Health Organization just this week or this past week said, this is not the big one.
No,
this is not the big one.
Well, it's a big one. It's just not the dangerous.
It's
one.
not the. Right. Yeah, it's not. It's like when you're talking about an earthquake in California. I went through what was it? 7? No, it was 8 something. Anyways, it was around 8. And everybody's like, the Bay Bridge, part of the Bay Bridge fell down. People were stranded, power was out, things were falling over. But that's people will still use the phrase, that's not the big one. But
we don't even know that it's the big one, because I know someone who got it.
Yeah.
And when I say got it, COVID.
Right. Not the earthquake, but the COVID.
And it was pretty mild.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
And but she's realizing now that months later she still has some of the symptoms.
Yes.
And she's wondering if that's ever going to go away. And so what they're realizing is that some people who have mild who go through it and get just mild symptoms and mild effects end up having like long-term effects.
Yeah, they're
and
calling them
symptoms.
long haulers.
Yeah, so we don't even know. It could be the big one. We don't know.
And I'm going to go ahead and just repeat that I honestly believe I had it in February. I haven't had bronchitis like that since I was a child. And I mean, I was shortness of breath. I couldn't, lay down. I had to sleep sitting. All the fun junk that goes with it. And then my hair started falling out.
But, okay, here's my question to you. Is if you had it, then wouldn't everybody that you were in contact with suddenly start getting it? I mean, it wasn't that kind of thing. It was a different thing.
You're right.
I didn't get it. You came over here. I mean,
you guys were sick around that same time.
We did get sick. I did get sick, yeah. So maybe I got it, but I don't feel like it was the same thing.
Okay.
But it might have been.
But even if it wasn't, I mean, I've been reading some stories about some folks who got COVID and they're dealing with stuff months and months and months later. And speaking of which, I read an article that they're actually saying now that people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s are starting to develop psychosis after having COVID. Like not just neurosis, but psychosis, like having psychotic breaks.
Wow.
It's not hugely common, but that's also not the age that you develop these kinds of things. Like schizophrenia will show up in your mid-teens, early 20s, something like that. But these are people in their 40s who are suddenly like talking about killing their children and things like that.
Well, I say it's 2021. We still have to be safe. We do have a vaccine. We have to be careful. I'm determined to forget about politics.
Yeah.
We still got that a little while longer. And I'm determined to forget about the COVID stuff. Man, I want to do stuff this year that I didn't get to do last year.
Same.
So I just, I kind of want to stop talking about all of that stuff. COVID and politics. So it's like, can we have like 1 year where we don't have to do that?
Not yet.
I'm hoping we can. We go get that vaccine and it's done. I mean, they're starting, give it out to a lot of people. My wife had the first. She has to have 2 of them. And you get 2 shots. So she already had the first one. And I think 2 weeks later, maybe 3. I don't remember. She gets the second.
And that's because she's considered a frontline worker.
Yeah. She works at a hospital. So she's got to be up.
And then you with your age, you'll probably get it next.
You know what in Florida?
Yeah.
The governor of Florida made an announcement that it's got to go to the older people before it goes to the actual workers.
Wow. Okay.
Because he's trying to get voters.
Oh.
But so like the essential workers can't even get it before elderly
all
people.
The seniors.
That's wild.
Yeah. I also read an article, and I know you want to stop talking about this, but I also read an article where a worker at a clinic intentionally ruined over 500 vaccines by removing them from refrigeration and leaving them out, and admitted to it after he was fired. There's
crazy people everywhere.
There's crazy people everywhere.
Let's play a game of Would You Rather.
Do you want to hear Aaron's second email?
Oh, I thought you already read it.
No. Would
you rather hear the second email?
He mentioned that this was the Happy Birthday Jesus episode.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he says that the Dewclaw Brewing, as soon as we said it was from Dewclaw,
yeah,
and I said this sounds disgusting, he can only be reminded of a beer that he had from them a few years ago that in theory sounded great, but it was absolutely terrible. It was called Sweet Baby Jesus. Now, did we have that
We
one?
had that on here.
We did.
Yes, we did.
And I don't
remember what we rated,
either.
But I have to go back and look. Yeah,
It was a peanut butter chocolate stout.
We've had several Jesus beers, and we've had several devil beers.
Yes.
There's a lot of Satan, devils, and Jesus beers out there. It's kind of weird, but yeah.
We need more leprechaun beers.
I don't know who's thinking of religion while they're drinking beer.
Not me.
But somebody is.
Because he said when he opened it, it smelled like a Reese's peanut butter cup. So he was like, this is going to rock. And
I would definitely want that.
Put it in his mouth, and it wasn't rocking.
Oh.
He also said that while mint and chocolate, in theory, should be good, he is on my wagon that mint is terrible flavor.
Apparently, a lot of people are.
I also got something from DM on the DL who said that mint is the devil.
I like it. I'll have all of yours, except I can't because I'm my resolution, not really resolution, but my wife and I.
Your goal.
Yes, we decided that we're no longer going to do any dairy products. We're off the dairy. We're not going to do any milk, anything, including milk chocolate. So
do you intend to ever go back to dairy?
We will at some point. I think we're just going to do it for the year. And we've made a few exceptions. For instance, on Grilled Cheese Day, we're going to have freaking grilled cheese.
Right.
National Grilled Cheese Month or Day or whatever it is, we're going to have some. And then we can have cheese or dairy if we are out at a restaurant.
But
so
we're
not going to bring it in the house. And
that's when you tend to overdo it.
Yeah. And then we did make a couple of exceptions for that. I think cottage cheese, because she's trying to do a diet. You got to have some protein, and there are certain things that I think are okay. So we're going to do cottage cheese, and she cooks, and a lot of things have milk and milk stuff.
So I saw she bought some skim milk.
Skim milk. She's gonna put that in.
Okay, good, because I have heard that if you cut dairy, and this could be an old wives' tale. I don't know who those old wives are, but I heard that if you cut dairy out of your diet completely, 100% for a significant length of time, you can develop an allergy to it when you reintroduce it.
Oh, I don't know.
So just don't take it completely out.
I can't do anything for a significant amount of time because I'm old.
That's true.
And I don't have that much time left.
Or willpower.
Let's play a little Would You Rather. Come on, toss some stones and let me read the questions.
All right.
Would You Rather is a game of Would You Rather. And so what happens is we drop a color stone. Whatever the color lands, that's the question you get. And the blue question...
Mine's blue.
...is Cheri's question today. So, would you rather have a job, and this is appearance and embarrassment, by the way. Mm-hmm. Would you rather have a job which your boss walks you around on the end of a leash? What the hell company are you working for? Or one in which you go to the boss's house daily to cook breakfast wearing only an apron? Someone report this boss.
Wow.
That's wrong.
That is wrong. I don't think that the labor laws agree with that.
So you have to choose, though. You either have a job where your boss walks you around at the end of the leash, or you cook breakfast in only an apron.
Okay, so
I'm just going to say,
I'm going to go with,
if I'm your boss, I don't want you cooking breakfast just in an apron at my house.
Right? That'd be a little awkward.
That's weird.
At the same time, how long does it really take to cook breakfast?
It depends on what you're making. But
so if I'm making an omelet, I'm in and out in 20 minutes.
That's what she said.
If I have to, how long is he going to want to walk me?
Yeah, I think anytime and anywhere he wants to walk, he can walk you.
So I'm going to go with the breakfast.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Apron. Just report your boss. I've got to say.
Yeah.
Something wrong
or
with
just
that.
report him.
Oh,
or just not
yellow.
work for him.
I'm feeling yellow. Look at that. Told you I was psychic. There we go. I was feeling yellow.
Can you not put that on my coaster?
I was feeling yellow, and I dropped yellow.
You dropped yellow. Yellow is random.
So yellow is random. It was a random thing.
Would you rather, in a catastrophe, have a gas generator or first aid supplies?
Oh, man. Okay. Well, it doesn't say what the catastrophe is.
Just that it's a catastrophe.
So, I don't know. You don't know the circumstances.
What kind of question
I'm
is that?
going to say first aid supplies might be needed more
than a gas generator.
Yeah,
but what if it's the middle of winter and you're in Antarctica?
Mm-hmm. Well,
then you need a gas
what's
generator.
The catastrophe then?
I don't know.
The catastrophe is you need heat.
You need heat.
I don't know, but I just feel like that. Yeah, under most circumstances, a first aid kit's probably going to be more useful than a generator. So I guess I have to pick that because I don't know.
All right.
I did get a little Christmas present that I want to make use of right now.
What is it?
My wife gave me a little thing here called Which Would You Choose?
Oh.
And I'm assuming it's like Would You Rather. I haven't looked at them.
Let me read the thing.
There are 50 of them, 50 questions.
So,
and it's which would you choose? And I guess it's just a couple of choices.
This game presents a range of thought-provoking and hilarious dilemmas designed to spark conversation and good times for people like us that don't know how to talk. To play, pull a card, read the question aloud, and take turns answering the question as honestly as you can. Don't be afraid to go off topic, which we always do. And let's see what happens.
So let's do a couple.
All right.
All right. Which would you choose? To be reincarnated as a hummingbird.
Oh, that might be fun.
Or to be reincarnated as a panda bear.
Well, let's see. Do I like nectar or bamboo?
Mm-hmm.
Because those are my options. Now, I get to fly if I'm a hummingbird.
Yeah.
I'm also one of the smallest birds, so I get to get beat up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A panda bear is big and round and lazy and gets to have fun just like me and eat a lot of bamboo.
And apparently doesn't have sex a lot.
Not a whole lot of sex.
Also like you.
Also like me. And if they do have babies, they're like this big when they come out. They're like...
They're as big as a hummingbird.
About that
Pretty
size.
much, yes.
Yeah. And very fragile. So, not that I'd be having babies because I'm not having sex. So I'm going to go with... I think the flying thing is going to get me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like the way hummingbirds fly. Both are cute, bear and hummingbird. But I think I would have gone with the bear. But that's up to you. I don't know what the lifespan of a hummingbird versus a panda bear is.
Well, that also depends where you're at. I think a panda bear, like out in the wild, and a hummingbird out in the wild, a panda bear probably lasts longer.
Okay.
Oh, if it's a red panda, I want to be a red panda.
Oh, those are cute.
Those are adorable.
Yeah, those are great.
Those are fun.
Okay, I'll do one.
Okay. Which would you choose? I got to put my glasses back on because I'm old.
I choose that. See. Put your glasses on. I choose that one.
My glasses are back on. You're fluent. Okay, which one of these would you choose? You're fluent in every language, or you have the ability to talk with plants and animals?
I'm fluent in every language.
You don't want to talk to your dog?
No. So here, we this is a good time to talk about this, but we didn't do this, but we were going to talk about holiday legends around Christmas, and I don't know why we said we were going to talk about it, and then we kind of moved into another area, and we didn't.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about this because there is a legend that I learned when I was in elementary school, because there was a kid in my elementary school who actually believed this.
Oh, okay.
And but it isn't. It's a well-known legend. A lot of people, I don't know if they believe it or just say it.
Yeah.
And that is on Christmas Eve, I think at midnight, animals get the ability to talk.
I've never heard that before.
And it's one of the more common ones. Yeah.
Legend?
So here's the thing. So my friend believed it, and I guess there are other people who do believe it. I don't know why, because who's heard them talking? And I don't know if they could talk to humans or
to each other. Well, they can already talk to each other.
First of all, what language would they talk?
Right.
What physical? Because if they can talk, they have to have the ability to talk.
Right.
They have to be able to think a certain way in order. It's not logical, and it's stupid. And then just like, could you imagine saving up everything that you want to talk about for a whole year, and you only get, I don't know how long, an hour
maybe
to say whatever you have to say? They're like, I hate the food. Also, you step on my tail, and then I want a different house. And I don't like that. They just like they have a grievance thing, and just like
a list of
spilling
complaints.
everything. Yeah. And they're like, holy shit, dog! That's all you're doing is complaining.
Or maybe they're like using that year to come up with the most concise way to say what they want to say to you, which is, if I'm in the bathroom with you and you're going to take a dump, please let me out.
Let me out of it. It's not pleasant. Well, I just think, if you only had the ability to talk once a year for, I don't know, an hour, would it all be complaints, or would you tell people what you liked? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
What if all they want to do is communicate how much they love you? I mean, they do that anyway.
I mean, they could be like, you're nice, I like you. But I have a whole lot of other things I want to talk about too.
Right. Yeah. Just let me get this out of the way.
Thank you for feeding me. Can you walk me at least once a day? Sometime. I mean, I would like that.
Twice would be nice.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a popular legend. I just don't know what animals would say and why they would say it.
And what if your pets are fish?
And I don't believe them half the time.
Do they get to talk too?
I don't know.
They can't speak if they can't. Right. Like, you have to breathe oxygen and then let the air come out through your larynx in order to make the sounds that make the speech.
Wouldn't you think if it was an actual thing that we would have heard them?
By
someone?
now. Yeah.
Do they just talk to each other? And then why do they need it?
Why would they? Because they can already communicate.
My dog knows when my other dog has to go potty.
Yeah.
And she will tell you, because the other dog is a little dumb. And he's
not dumb. He's just
dumb. He's a little dumb, and he doesn't know how to say when he has to potty. And so the little dog, the other dog, will come to us and tell us
the Buddha has to go.
He's got to go. He got to potty.
He's got to go potty.
And then we're like, okay, do you want to go? And then they go off and potty. But she knows it. So somehow she knows when he has to do it.
She's psychic.
She's very tuned into him.
She is. I mean, I've seen her like stand right next to him while he needed assistance getting up the stairs.
Yeah. She takes care of him.
She does.
But I just think it's fun. So they have some kind of communication.
Yeah.
Because she knows when he's got a potty. All right. Is that enough?
I think so.
Enough? Which would you choose? I'm not going to do these every episode.
No, they're fun though. I mean, and if you ever needed a reason to have a discussion topic,
yeah,
pull these out.
All right, so I'm going to tell you what happened to me these last few days. So I was reading somewhere about oregano oil.
I've had. Okay, I'm going to interrupt you really quick, and I'm sorry. But I used to get massages, and I used to love it when they would use oregano oil and basil oils on me because they're both, what do you call them? Not
oils,
not antihistamines, not
astringent.
Not astringent. I mean, they are that, but they're like what lidocaine is. It's a topical analgesic.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's what they are,
right?
In a way.
Well, that's why one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. So I was reading about the properties.
And they smell really good.
Yeah, I was reading about the properties of oregano oil and the things that it's supposed to do to your body. Or things I was like, that sounds like something I want to explore.
Okay.
And so, and other things, personal reasons and stuff, just, I don't want to go into every little thing, but it just was things that was like, this would be good for me. So I wanted to get some, and it comes in two forms, essential oils and the oils you can take as a supplement.
So orally.
Yes.
Okay.
I think through the skin too, but excuse me, the essential oil you're supposed to cut with another oil.
Right.
The oil you take in pill form or capsule form, I guess it's already cut. I don't know. But they're two different things. You are not supposed to consume the oregano oil essential oil. Now, I use tea tree oil on my skin. I discovered it quite a while back, that my skin responds really, really well to tea tree oil.
And that's definitely antiseptic.
Yeah. So if I have a skin problem or something, I can put it on my skin, or I can go to bed. And it stings a little bit and it gets in your eyes and whatever, but it's made of the same stuff I think that turpentine is made of. So it's got that kind of smell to it, whatever.
It's melaleuca.
Yeah.
Yes.
And but anyway, so I use it a lot on my skin as antiseptic, just to kind of wake up my skin, whatever. If you get a blemish, you can put it on, and it's just good, and my skin seems to like it.
Okay.
So when I was doing some research on essential oils, or oregano oil, I should say, it said that it mixed really well with tea tree oil. So I thought, and it said that it was good for your skin. So I just thought, oh, okay. What if I did a mix of tea tree oil and oregano oil, and I used that on my skin? So I went out and got some oregano oil, and I mixed a little batch of it, and I put it on my skin, and immediately you could feel the tingle burn. I mean, the burny tingle.
The teeny burn, teeny burgle?
So I put it all, I just put it all over my skin, and I just thought, this is going to be good. So I could feel the burn, and then the burn starts getting bigger and bigger and more intense more, and to the point where I was like, I got to get this off my face now.
Wash my face.
So have you ever put like cinnamon oil on your skin?
Yes.
It starts feeling like that, and then it passes that.
Yeah.
So and then I kind of did some research. You're not supposed to put, I should have read that first. You're not supposed to put pure oregano oil, essential oil, on your skin.
No.
it can burn.
Yes.
And it does.
You're supposed
now,
to
tea
mix
tree
it.
oil does not. Tea tree oil does have a little bit of a sting, but it feels good. And that's what I thought was going to happen.
You were wrong.
It was awful. I had to go, got soap and water, and scrubbing all the oil off my face. So I learned that. Don't do that.
Your skin looks great, by the way.
So I did a mix. So I've got skin oil that I've been putting on. Mm-hmm. So I do have that mix. So then the other thing is I started taking the oregano oil in capsule form because I bought that so I can do it. And after probably day 2, I start realizing that I feel like I'm going to get a stomach virus.
Oh.
You know, it's like that feeling down in your intestines.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to get sick. And so I didn't think anything about it, but day 3, it's getting worse.
Okay.
And then I start thinking about it, and I think, I wonder if that's the oregano oil.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go away. It starts getting stronger, and it is. So I don't know if I have an allergy to, because they say that it could be, especially if you have internal, what they call intestinal distress when you take the oregano oil.
You could be allergic to oregano.
I could have
a mild allergy.
Yeah, to whatever the essential ingredient. And there's several, basil, sage, or some other plants or whatever that also have the same thing. And it says if you have the allergy to those, you might not want to do it. But so I learned that
the hard way.
Yeah, so I don't like it because some of the benefits of taking it I really want. So I haven't taken it in a couple days, and the intestinal distress has kind of gone away.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wait another couple of days, and then I'm going to try to take a capsule every 2 or 3 days instead of every day.
Here's what I would do.
See if that helps.
Here's what I would do. If you want the benefits of it, if you think that you will benefit from it, I would make my own capsules, and I would mix just ever so slightly of the oregano oil in with olive oil or almond oil.
I think that's what they do.
And then just take that.
Yeah, I think that's what they do. But the first step, I already have a bottle of it, so I'm going to try the one every maybe 2 or 3 days and see if it still irritates me internally. And if it does, then I'm going to get another with it with less in it. Less milligrams or whatever.
So doesn't that suck though? Because 2 years ago, for my anxiety, I wanted to go with something a little more natural, and it might have even been more like 3 years ago. I wanted to start taking kratom, and I think it's either kratom or kratom or however you want to pronounce it. It's kratom, and I have a buddy at work who takes kratom all the time, every day, and so he gave me some, and then I ordered some of my own, and I noticed suddenly that I was having some intestinal distress, if you will. And it was bad, all of a sudden bad, after taking it for about a week. And I thought, well, I've been taking it for a week. Why is it suddenly just now bad? But then I stopped taking it, and then the distress went away. And so then I was like, okay, maybe it was not related, so I'm going to try again and take kratom again. Started taking it, and at a half a dose of what I was taking. Again, with the stomach upset, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is obvious, right?
Yeah.
And I asked my friend at work, I'm like, do you ever get any kind of intestinal distress from taking this? And he said, no, not at all. He said he looked up some stuff. We looked up some stuff together, and it says if you have this, you're always going to have this.
Yeah.
So how about don't take it?
Well, I hope I can work it out to where I can take it. I think I can, but if I can't, I'm going to be disappointed.
Well, yeah, because it sucks, because you think this is great for me and I want to use this product.
But I wonder, too, because I've through my whole life, I've had some allergies that I've never been able to identify. And they've just, they kind of come and go and, never know anything about it. But now I'm just wondering, what if one of them was oregano?
Could be.
I wouldn't have known.
Have you ever been to an allergist?
No. So I'm eating spaghetti, and
right.
and this one just happens to have too much oregano, and then I break out, and I just think, is it just spaghetti? I don't know what it is,
right?
Or something else that I drank, or something, I don't know, but I wouldn't really think I'm allergic to oregano. I never would have thought that.
When I was younger, if bay leaf was in anything, I would get a migraine.
My wife puts bay leaf, and you know that it's poison. Bay leaves are poison.
Yep.
She puts it in soup. I've never understood why. It's just like, yeah, this leaf is poison. Let's put it in the soup.
Because it has a wonderful flavor.
So what if poison ivy does?
Don't put it in your mouth. That's
Ridiculous.
for sure.
Let's put poison ivy in the soup. It tastes yummy. Well, what about all of those sores it makes in your mouth? Oh, well.
They'll go away.
Yeah.
My
it's
throat
like bay
won't
leaves
close.
can kill you.
Jeez. So, hey, guess what I have for you?
Poison?
Back by popular demand.
Bay leaf poison?
I have some jokes.
I'll take the poison.
Stop it.
Oh, my God.
Did you hear about the man who lost his entire left side?
Yes,
in
I
an
heard that.
accident?
You don't need to tell me. Yes. Uh-huh.
He's all right now. Thank you.
I feel like you need a laugh track.
People who lack patience for calligraphy will never have properly formed characters. Thank you. Thank you very much. Waking up this morning was an eye-opening experience.
Oh, is that the joke?
Yes. They liked that one.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
That was you.
That was an ass-opening experience. Okay.
Now, this one, you have to know math to get it.
Well, I don't know any math. So.
My math teacher called me average. How mean. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Sure.
Okay, and then your favorite. I tripped over my wife's bra.
Oh, yeah?
It was a booby trap. I don't have a wife.
Are you done?
Yes. Fuck off.
All right. That's the best one yet. Whew.
Aren't you glad you got to have that 2 minutes of jokes?
Yeah. Very glad.
It wasn't even 2 whole minutes.
I do have some news stories here. A news story I want to read really quick, and then we'll close down this edition of... This is the first edition of 2021.
Yep.
The first podcast.
Good, because dinner's almost ready. I can smell it.
A man digs a secret underground tunnel to his lover's house, and he gets caught by her husband. Yeah.
You think?
It's kind of like...
Digging under somebody's house?
Shawshank Redemption. All right, a married man had a lot of explaining to do when he was caught at his married mistress's house by her husband next to a hole in the ground that turned out to be the tunnel leading back to his house.
How fucking stupid can somebody be?
I'm just thinking how great of a lover she must have been. Would you dig a hole underground to someone's house unless she was incredible?
No.
I mean, it was just kind of good. All right,
No.
maybe. This dude dug a hole.
He dug a tunnel.
That woman was awesome.
Apparently.
Or maybe it was a dude. No,
Maybe.
it says woman. Mexico is famous for its network of secret underground tunnels used by drug cartels to transport their precious little cargoes. But it seems the technique is sometimes also used for keeping romantic affairs secret. Shh. Antonio, a bricklayer, he's laying bricks too, from Villa de Prado 1. Is the one part of it? I guess it is. Was having an affair with a married woman from the town's Tijuana neighborhood in order to make sure no one saw him visiting his secret lover, Pamela. The man started working on an underground tunnel that stretched all the way from his home to the woman's. Where did he live? How far were they?
And he was transporting his special little packages in his sack.
Do you think they had like the Jane Fonda poster over the wall to cover up the hole, like on Sharks? I don't know.
That wasn't Jane Fonda. That was Rita Hayworth.
But then it became Jane Fonda in Barbarella.
Oh, that's right.
You are,
okay.
yes.
Yes.
Antonio used his experience in construction to dig a tight but durable tunnel.
But durable.
I like my women to be tight and durable. That crossed several streets from his home to that of his lovers, shouldn't it have been?
He was several streets away.
Yeah, this is several block tunnel.
And he dug under the streets where there could be pipes.
Sure.
There could be like gas lines.
That woman was
There could be
awesome.
Electrical. You don't know what's under there.
Once it was finished, they were able to meet in secret every time Pamela's husband, Jorge, left for work. The one thing they didn't plan, though, was for Jorge coming home from work sooner than scheduled. Can you imagine?
No.
You dug this tunnel all this time, and you didn't count on Jorge coming home early.
Nobody counts on Jorge coming home.
One day, while Antonio and Pamela were consummating their affair, in other words,
Okay, that's enough of that. I don't need to see. Oh, God.
the woman's
Such a
husband
boy.
came home. I like to do sound effects
You're
for these
such
news
a boy.
The woman's husband came home and walked in on them. That was the door opening.
Why was he knocking? It's his house.
No, he's going up the stairs. The
Oh.
bricklayer tried to hide from the furious husband. What the fuck is so much sound effect? Crawled under the bed, disappeared into the love tunnel. That's what it says.
Wait, the love tunnel
It's
is
what it
under
says.
the bed?
He apparently went. Did they never look under the bed? This is starting to seem like it's not a real story. Disappeared into the love tunnel, crawled under the bed, and disappeared into. It does say
It's under the bed.
Unfortunately for him, Jorge started looking for him all through the house, and when he looked under his marital bed, he found the tunnel entrance.
Because, yeah, it's under his bed.
That's ridiculous. I'm going downstairs and looking under my bed right now.
If there was a tunnel entrance down there, you'd have lost a cat by now.
The scorned husband crawled into the secret tunnel himself. I'll just beat the hell out of him while he's in there.
Yeah.
And ended up in Antonio's house. So
He
wonder if
went the whole way down the tunnel?
I wonder
Several
if it came up
blocks?
under Antonio's bed. I don't know. Where the desperate bricklayer begged him to keep quiet. Shh, don't tell Jorge about this.
No,
I am
it is
Jorge. I know, that's what I'm saying. He begged him to keep quiet because his wife was in the next room and he didn't want her to find out about the extramarital escapade. What?
Extramarital escapade.
She already knows about it.
No, his wife. Yeah, because Jorge is now at Antonio's house. Yeah.
Don't tell my wife.
Even though now you know.
Don't tell my wife I'm doing your wife, Jorge.
Yeah.
Well,
please.
that managed to enrage Jorge even more, and the two men got into a fist fight, seeing a strange man beating on her husband in his own home. The shocked wife called the police, and Antonio had no choice but to confess his unfaithfulness.
Wow.
News and photos of the love tunnel were leaked on Mexican social media last week and quickly went viral. The story was covered by the national and international news outlets, with Antonio drawing comparisons with drug kingpin El Chapo, who also slept with Jorge's wife under the bed. Yes.
Apparently.
That's ridiculous.
You'll see that on Hallmark Channel.
Under the
this
bed.
year. Yeah. That's going to be a Hallmark movie.
How would he get exactly in that? Well, what if Jorge comes home and is like, honey, I kind of would like to redecorate the bedroom.
Yeah.
She's like, no, don't move the bed.
Leave the bed
Why
where
not?
it is. Because
Like
there's
to
a
move-
big hole under
What is
it.
that hole? She's like, well, sometimes I gotta pee. Sometimes I need to pee, and I don't want to. I'm too lazy to go to the bathroom, Jorge.
So I just crawl under the bed.
He's like, okay, sweetums.
Okay. That's just stupid.
It's dumb. All right.
I
Well, that's what
I
happened.
don't think it's real.
I don't know. It just doesn't sound real to me.
Stupid.
You know what else is not real?
This tea.
Twisted tea. I'm not sure that tea. It is a little twisted.
I'm not
all right,
sure I
let's
would
talk
call it
about
tea.
this stuff.
Okay.
Right here.
Now, I have been very thirsty because of my episode from
Me
a couple
too.
days ago. I was
Yes.
still dehydrated, so I've been drinking a lot of fluids, and I've almost finished my Twisted Tea.
Okay. Yeah, I have too.
I'm not, terribly pleased with it, however.
Okay. So what we do is we give a rating 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, and we usually do beer. We don't do tea. I will say that I'm almost at the end. I've been drinking it through the entire thing. It never stops being bitter.
That's true.
At least it's consistent.
That's true also.
All right. So what do you think of this here Twisted Tea?
Well, I think the same thing I thought when we first opened it.
Mm-hmm.
It is bitter. It doesn't taste like tea.
I think it's a little tea-ish.
It doesn't taste like good tea.
No.
Okay. And I don't normally put lemon in my tea. Once in a great while, I want lemon in my tea, but I want real lemon. That's not real lemon.
Okay.
That's fake lemon.
Okay.
So I'm going to rate it. I'm going to go ahead and rate it
Okay.
because that's what we do.
Okay.
1.5.
That's exactly what I was going to rate it. 1.5. I don't know who would want this. I don't know why it even needs to exist. I know that there are other hard iced teas, hard drinks, whatever they call them, hard root beer, hard thing, that kind of stuff.
Hard sodas.
Hard. And this
is not one that I would
It's not
choose.
for me. It's a kid drink, I guess. I don't know. So what would you do with this? I guess it might be good mixed in another cocktail, possibly.
No. People just drink this shit straight.
If I'm out mowing the grass and I come and I'm thirsty and I come in, maybe I would drink it. But I think
I was even thinking
just
that
drink
too.
regular tea.
But I would just drink water or regular tea
or
over
tea
this.
that I put my own whiskey in.
Right, because this is like
this is not good.
This isn't even really all that thirst quenching because it's sweet. And I can't, when I'm like super hot and thirsty like that, hot and thirsty, I don't
Hot.
I don't like things with sugar in them when in that case. Do you know what I mean? It's just that, what's the point? It's like smoking on a hot day. Who does that? Who can smoke a cigarette outside on a hot day?
I was trying to figure out where it comes from, and it just seemed like something like a Pepsi or a Coke drink.
Big time, yeah, but it's not.
I don't know. It does say Boston Beer Company on here, an affiliate, but I can't tell where it comes from.
Okay, probably Boston.
I just say it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Don't drink it.
Don't.
I mean, if you want to slam one in the face of a racist, I'm all for it.
Do it.
But don't drink it.
No.
There are plenty of other things to drink. All right, so we've taken care of that. Give us an email. Send us an email, thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Tell us how your year is going so far. Tell us if you listen to the show, we're losing listeners like crazy. We're turning them off. No, I'm just kidding. But we do want to hear from the listeners we do have. And you can help us out by like posting whenever we, on our Facebook, let's say, whenever we put a new episode on there, just share it with people. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let other people know that you listen to the podcast.
But do this too, and this is a personal favor for me. This is Cheri speaking to you, and I have a personal request. Please stop what you're doing, or at your next break, go to Apple, find our podcast, give us some stars.
Yeah, click a star or two and put a little review, because see, that helps us. That's what helps us. And everybody who listens, we know people contact us and say, I think your podcast is one of the best podcasts. Not all episodes are the best.
No.
This one is probably not in the top.
Because it's hard.
It's a hard episode.
Hard.
But some of them are better than others, and we've been doing this for 4 years, and I think we might do for another 4. I'm not sure.
Yeah, if we're still around.
But let the world know if you listen to it, and that does help us out to do that. But you can find us on Facebook. I think Facebook is the best place to hook up with us. So you can hear episodes on Facebook. You keep up with all the latest news on Facebook. We're also on Instagram, and that's mostly just photos, and occasionally we do that. So Facebook. We put videos on Facebook. I did a video this week.
You did a video.
So here's the thing, and I'm not going to go into the whole detail because watch the video.
Yeah.
But I give out valuable information.
And it's very, very good information.
On how to be in a boy band.
Yep.
I talk about.
I need that.
I teach the moves, the boy band moves. So you can find that on Facebook. I think it's on YouTube as well.
Because I want to be in a boy band.
Lots and lots of people do.
Yeah.
But anyway, so do that. Let us know who you are. Let us know if you're listening. We just want to keep in touch with people. We get people saying, hey, we listen to the podcast and it's really funny and we want to keep listening. But they never tell us.
Best place to contact us or get in touch with us is Facebook. Best place to leave a rating, Apple.
Apple, Google Plus, Google Play, Google Podcasts.
Yeah.
Stitcher, any place. iHeartRadio, I think. Any place where you get podcasts. Just leave ratings, tons and tons of ratings, especially on Apple and Google. That helps us out.
Do it.
But yeah, and we want to know who you are and what you think of the show.
Please and thank you. Okay, we're done. Begging
is that
for
it?
likes.
Is that
I
all?
think so.
Do we have anything else we got to do?
Dinner.
Okay. We'll
All right.
do some dinner.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next Monday.
With something new.
Something new.
Possibly.
All right.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.